Alright, how's everybody doing? Today I'm going to go over just kind of how the quantitative and basic stats is going to work for this quarter. I'm also going to go over the syllabus real quick. I kind of did an intro lesson about getting access to the website, so I'm just going to assume that you've done that, at least the temporary access at this point. Again, please do not purchase any books. All you need is access to the websites. Everything else is provided either through these video lessons or through the PowerPoints. Really just take good notes and you'll cover everything you need to cover. I mean, unless you're a person who really needs a physical copy of a book to read, you enjoy reading, and that's your go-to method for learning, then yeah, definitely do that. But for most, I found that the notes are all you're going to need. Okay, so let's first look at the syllabus. So let's go over here. I'm going to look at the syllabus. I may need to update the dates on this because I may have forgotten to update the dates. Okay. So again, this is all online now on Westport. I know most of you signed up for the course to be in class, and yeah, we're all prepared to teach this in class until. I don't know how that's going to change. It's not going to change anytime soon. This whole semester. There's benefits. There are benefits to having an online course. So we'll get to those later. Big thing is right here. This is my cell phone number. So when you come across a question, okay, you come across a question. Let's go over here. Say we're doing. This is your quantitative, and you have a question about quantitative, chapter 1 or chapter 8, because our first chapter is 8. Continue. And you're like, I don't know what to do here. What you want to do is take a picture of this question or a picture of your work or both and text it to that number. Okay, this is my cell phone number. This is the fastest way to get a hold of me. Usually I can respond pretty quickly. Now, I may, depending on how Edmodo, it's an app, and just a cell phone or internet website, may play around with that, because if I can get good use out of that with my high school classes I've been teaching, then I'll try to adapt it to our course as well. The big benefit is you can post it for everyone to see. So if you have a question saying, I'm really not getting this, you're probably not the only one. And that way I can kind of answer that question for everyone. But to be honest, with these videos and everything that we have posted now, it really shouldn't be much of an issue. Really, if you have a question on the homework, just kind of watch over the practice problems on the homework. I will go through some explanations. I won't do every single question, but I will point out the trickier questions. And for the rest of them, I'll just say, all right, just make sure you use the formula for this, formula correctly. So that I may not worry about it so much with this, but if it, as of right now, just use this cell phone, take a picture of the question, take a picture of your work, and I'll respond pretty quickly. I usually respond pretty quickly for this. The big benefit for me using Edmodo is I can use my tablet as well as my phone. And it's a bit easier for me to use my tablet because I have a bigger writing space for it. But not a huge. I've been more using my phone than that cell phone for 4 or 5 years now, and so I'm not going to go through all this. Again, my name's Matthew Nays. I've been teaching at Lindenwood for 7 years now. I teach high school. I'm a high school teacher for coming on 12 years. Currently working on my doctorate. I have a master's in mathematics. That's really all you need to know. I'm not going to waste time with this. A lot of this I'm not going to waste time. Availability, basically just textbooks. Textbooks. Now I mentioned there are textbooks here. Even their ISBN codes, I don't even know if they match anymore because we use a different edition and I've gotten to change the second edition. And whatever they have in the bookstore doesn't match anyway. And again, don't buy any books. Okay, just use the links that I provided on Canvas to purchase the online access. Now this is the calculator. It should be a 36X Pro. Let me show you what it looks like again. Now for me, I'm going to be using this And it says 30x Pro, but it should be 36. This is just the online or a downloadable calculator that I got from Texas Instrument. If you want to use that for now, you can, in case you can't get to it. I'll try to provide a link for it on Canvas. You can use a free 90-day trial version until you get your calculator. So, but what you need is the 30x Pro. So let's again look at that. TI 30 Pro calculator. So here it is. Zoom in. Very grainy zoom in. So this is what it looks like. 36x Pro. You can get on Amazon, but I know that Amazon is having issues right now. Okay. So Walmart seems to have it. Okay. I don't know how long it's going to take for Walmart. Office Depot, I believe, has it, but it says curbside pick available. So again, you're going to have to basically, I guess, call ahead and purchase it online and then go by and pick it up. I don't really know how things are going to work now. Staples, I don't know. Amazon, there you go. Amazon, there it is. It's 20 bucks. There's more. Okay, you can just type in TI 36X Pro calculator. Don't do this one. Okay. So yeah, $19. Got Prime here, but again, it says right here April 4th. So I'm guessing it considers this essential because some things are non-essential and they're going to take time. So yeah, it's real fun. And again, make sure do not get this. This is the old one we used to use. We don't use this one anymore. It needs to really be, again, the 36X Pro. It's got to say 36X Pro on it, okay? Because there's certain specific functions we use on this calculator, and I'll show you what they are. They're not on any other calculator, especially for stats. Let me clear all this around the stuff last night. So. The function that we need to have is right here, and it's second data. And again, this right here, the stat reg, this is on the regular 30XS calculator. It's what we used to use all the time. What's not on the regular 30x calculator is the distribution. We're going to be doing this for chapter 6, 7, and 10, and this is going to save so much time for us once we get those chapters. So that's why we want to have this, mainly so we can use these. If you don't get this calculator, you're going to have a harder time. 20 bucks online, not that big a deal. Again, you can download this free version for 90 days. That, of course. And since you're using a computer for everything, it's not a big deal if you do that instead of buying a calculator. But I'm gonna tell you, it's just easier to have a calculator. And it's never bad to have a spare $20 calculator in your house. Somebody's gonna use it. All right, skipping all this jargon. Attendance. All right, here's how I'm gonna do attendance. I don't know, to be honest. Basically, your attendance is, did you get the work done this week? So if by next class you did not get your work done, I will count you absent. That's how important keeping up with the work is in the course. All right. So please do the attendance, do the work. I'm going to say this quite a bit throughout this. If you want to succeed in the stats and in the quantitative course, do the homework. I have not had a person who did the homework. I'm just saying, who did a majority of the homework, at least 70-80% of the homework. I did at least 70-80% of the homework and failed the course. Ever. Okay. Reason being is because the quizzes and tests, which count as a large majority of the course, is made up of the homework. So if you're doing the homework and you're completing it and you're getting it right, then this should be a pretty easy course for you. Because one, here's the big plus about everything being online now. Everything is open notes. Every quiz, every test I give you is open notes. There's no papers. It's basically do your homework, do your quizzes, do your test. It's open notes. The big thing about homework is you have more time to get done. Test will be set up over a 3-hour period over specific dates on the course. Quizzes are take home that you have more time, just as much time to get homework done. So The tests are, yeah, it's gonna be super easy. Okay, it really will be as long as you do the work. If you don't do the work, I can't do much for you. Okay, people who fail my class are the people who don't get their work done. That's just how it goes. All right. Cell phones don't care because we're not in class anymore, and I didn't even care if we were in class because we're all adults. Okay, I really don't care. My feelings never get hurt about stuff. So, homework. Do your 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 homework. I can just say this whole paragraph just saying, "Do your homework. Do your." All right. Now I'll go over how the homework is done in just a moment. Okay. So quizzes. There'll be two, and not in class quizzes anymore. There'll be take-home quizzes. The quizzes you get 3 chances each. Okay. So you'll take the quiz, and if you don't like your score, then you'll take it again. And if you don't like either score, take it again. I will take the highest score. Okay. So that's how the quizzes are going to work. The exams, again, May 19th is a guess of when we're going to take the exam. June 23rd, we have to take the final that day. So, again, open notes. So, do your homework, take good notes, you'll be fine. All right. All right. Attendance and participation, basically, do your homework. Get your homework done. Okay. Homework 20%. So really, homework's going to be about the same. All that right there, about 30% of your grade, which is about the same as a midterm or a test. Homework and getting your homework done on time. Okay. So very, very important. Late work. Again, I don't really care for late work. Get your homework done on time just so you don't get behind. If you get behind in this class, it is hard to catch up. Please do not get behind. All right. Missing work. There really should be no excuses because everything's done online. Okay. Quantitative. Again, I'm going to skip all the way down. Same kind of setup. Blah blah blah. Quizzes. There's something called pre-class assignments. I took that off. Okay, we don't do pre-class because we don't meet anymore. So I'm basically going to say this is 20% assignments off. Okay, so it's basically just like the stats section. They worked. All right, all this stuff. Now the big thing you really want to have, and I should change this because we are Mondays, right? April 6th. That's nice. So. Copy. At least that'll get us through April. So. February. The dates 4th. No, May 4th. So May 4th. What is April? Okay, so yeah, that's it. This is May. At May 4th. Let me pause this while I finish doing. All right, sorry. I'll get back on this. This is at the end of this, and I'll post the new one. I'll post the one with the correct dates on it in just a second. But this is going to be when everything is set up. The big thing is I don't do a first assignment. By the way, first assignment, there are no first assignments. First assignment is get signed up for Hawks and get signed up for Connect. That's your first assignment. Okay, hopefully you've done that already. If you've not watched the previous video, it says enter to the course. And we'll look at what those websites look like in just a second and how homework is going to be sent. All right. So again, so I'm going to go ahead and open chapter 1 just because it never hurts to get done early. Okay. So I'm going to basically week 1, I'm going to skip this and I'm going to say chapter 1. So go. Copy. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start early. Okay. We're going to do chapter 1 for stats first night, and quantitative chapter 8 night. Reason being is I want to get ahead because I don't want to do this. I don't want to have midterm on the same day. Right. So we'll probably have the stats midterm. We'll see. We'll probably have the stats midterm on. Say what we may do instead of doing them both one day is do the stats midterm on the 18th and the quantitative midterm on the 19th. So just have them just 2 separate days, or just we'll figure that out when we get to it because it may take more time. Chapter 1 and chapter 2 are really long. They are really tedious and they're a lot of work. Okay. Even chapter 3, chapter 2 and 3 especially, I guess, are the ones that are going to be really tedious and a lot of work. So we are going to take our time with that. So we'll probably take our quantitative midterm on the 11th and our stats midterm on the 18th. Just to give us enough time. And we'll be fine. Okay, it won't be a big issue if we do that. All right. So that's the way I'm going to have things set up, just so we can get started early so we have more time to get things done. So, yeah, again, I'll fix all this in a moment. So, things you want to make me note of. We have a quiz on April 20th that's going to cover chapters 8 and 13 for quantitative. We have a quiz on the next week. Again, these are just going to be open, and they're going to be due the day that we take the test. Basically, you have 2-3 weeks to get it done. So the quiz for stats is going to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll cover chapter 12. We may spend a bit of time over chapter 12, at least give you more time. What we'll probably do is on the 14th, on the 4th, May 4th, is I'll have a video of just going over the midterm review for stats. Okay, so it won't really be a lesson that night. It'll be a video open for a very short period, and you'll want to watch it, and you want to take notes on it, but then it will close within a day or 2. Okay, so it's going to be very time specific on there because I don't want to have it open and available while people are taking a test. So that's how we're going to do the reviews. Is we'll cover the review, but going to want to make sure observe the review, and you can even pause and do your own question at the same time while you're taking notes. Might be a good idea to do that. Make sure you're really ready for it. Okay. And yeah, the rest of the quarter should follow pretty straightforward. Okay. So yeah, I would really just make sure you have this at least the last 2-3 pages where you have the schedule. So 12, 13, 14, 15, last 4 pages where we have the schedule. I'd have that, or at least somewhere where you kind of keep up with everything. So let's look at Hawks. Okay. Once you get logged on Hawks, if you watch the other video and you get set up for Hawks, whether you do the temporary access or the purchase access, if you do the temporary access, you'll see a red button around here that says activate. You click that when you have the access code or you're ready to purchase the access code. Once like 21 days is up, you will be locked out, and the only thing you'll be able to click is activate. So once you get here, again, a lot of people stay right here, but I wouldn't. I would definitely go into view course. Okay. What this is going to do is give you a to-do list, which has everything due, but any test that I give you, if you have a hard time locating any test or quiz, going to be located here. Okay, so you're going to see stats midterm review. It's already available. You can look at it anytime you want. but you'll see the stats quiz 1, the stats midterm, stats quiz 2, and the stats final all right here. Now, question about the final, it is cumulative. It will cover the entire course, both for quantitative and statistics. So the to-do list is going to be where everything is for the most part, and even the web test should show up here, but if not, if you don't see them, go to web test, that's where you'll find it. So let's look at how Hawks is going to work. Now, for some of the stuff we have for Hawks, the learn is really useful, but I'm going to say it's not going to be that useful for stats. Okay. There's some chapters where it's okay, like chapter 1, chapter 2, probably okay. Probably not a big deal to do the learn as an extra resource. But after that, maybe chapter 4 or chapter 8, but we're going to be using the calculator or even Excel, or not Excel, Google Sheets, because again, Google Sheets is just easier to access at this moment. So we're going to be using Google Sheets or our calculator to do all the work for us. So once we get to chapter 3 and on, it's kind of a waste of time. Okay. So anywho, let's see here. The learn is basically like an online resource where it has notes. Again, these are pretty good notes for the first chapter. First 1-2 chapters, pretty good notes. After that, yeah, not super helpful. So all the information, all the bold printed words or definitions. Again, if you want to go through and write down your definitions, they're all right here. So it's really, again, useful for that information. But definitely once we get into chapter 12 or chapter 6 or 7 or 10, it becomes less and less useful. Right. So there's even video questions. They give little videos somewhere. So here's a video. Here.
In the following example, we will identify the population, the sample, and the parameter or statistic.
Yeah, you can go through the video and all this stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here the whole thing. But this is what the learn does. It's basically like a little extra lesson section. It's really well done. I'm going to say it's much better done than what I'm going to do because I don't have access to all their resources. I have a $50 writing tablet, and a $40 microphone I'm working with, so I don't have all the resources that a publishing company has. So I'm going to do what I can. The videos aren't going to be perfect because I don't really care that much about making perfect videos. I just care about getting the information out and having good notes. So there are going to be pauses. There are going to be sometimes moments where you're going to hear my children in the background because they're at home too, like all your children are. So if you have children. So hopefully you understand if you hear any screaming or any yelling or anything like that, they're just being children. Okay, and they got out of their straps. So anywho, let's see here. Yeah, so that's the learn. Once you finish it, it gets you back here. Now the learn doesn't do anything. It's not for credit. All right. The practice as well is not for credit. The practice, a second, I think my little girl woke up way too early from her nap. All right, gotta go change a diaper. Here now. So here's the practice. Now the practice again doesn't really do anything. Let me zoom in so you can see it. It doesn't really do anything except for give you a way to practice any of the questions, or you can skip around to any specific one you want to go to. You can retry questions, and you can even go to a tutor, which is somebody who does things step by step. You can go to the learn, or you can see the solution in case you want to go through the little tutor section. Okay, so go back. And again, if you get it right, marks everything green. If you get it wrong, it marks it in red. Okay, and says try again. So that, I mean, that's it. Basically, it's a lot like the certify, but it doesn't really count for anything. It is practice. And again, the one thing you can do is like, I already know how to do this one. I want to go to a question I don't know how to do, just so I can practice that one question. So here's a question I'm having a hard time with, blah, blah. I can do the tutor, I can, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, this is the practice. Again, I don't know if you even do the, what I'm going to know, what I need you to do is the certify. Now the certify is this. Now you may notice down here, there's no tutor, no display answer, no nothing, no try, no skip. Okay. Either answer the question and get it correct, or you keep going. Okay. Now, this right here is how many questions you can get wrong and still get full credit. Okay. You can what's called take a strike. If you just having a hard time with it and you want to move on, you can take a strike and move on. Okay. But the way it's going to work, very similar to the practice, is that you answer the question, get it correct, green, get it wrong, it's in red, or say accept strike or try similar question. It won't give you the same question over again. Okay, if you accept strike, it's going to count that down to 1. Try similar question, changes the question, but again, multiple choice really is pretty. So, but if you do accept a strike, that's just a guess. So if you do accept a strike, you're going to see this display solution, display answer. Display solution says, kind of goes through the walkthrough about how this is done. Okay, and return to certify, you're going to see that count down to 1. You have to get 100%. Then you have to get at least 80% on every single section to get full credit. Once you reach 80%, it'll automatically say you certify and you can continue on. So here, identify the population, number of hours, or group support, kindergarten class, population, all children. Okay, population would be specific group you took people out of, which you only took people out of Mr. Smith's kindergarten class. Any student Mrs. Smith's kindergarten class. We'll talk about that. Average price of a car, new car dealership. That is a population parameter because you can, the price of all the cars in the dealership to be able to find all the prices. Again, we'll talk about what all this means when we do the lesson. I want to get through till we see you certified. Survey, whether to describe scripture. Okay, this is where, like, I didn't answer all the questions yet, but it says you've mastered the lesson. It says you can keep going. Now, if you press continue and you said save and exit certify, you still get full credit even though you didn't answer the last few questions. Okay? But I would continue on and answer them just because those may be the questions that show up on the test. Okay? Just because you've certified, I wouldn't stop. I would continue in. I don't even care if you get them right or wrong, but at least look at the question, try to get them right. Okay? At least you can say accept a strike and look at how it's solved. Because you can do that once you certify. So the key here is that you get the certify done. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is assistance, but it's not for a grade. All right, so let's see. Now, once you reach the end, this will come up. Hey, you successfully certified, blah, blah. Go back to to-do list, basically. Don't do retake. That'd be a waste of time. So that'll take you back out here to see what's left to do. There it is. So, and that's how this is going to work. Again, you have the learn, which is a helpful resource. The practice is also a helpful resource, but the homework is the certify. So make sure you get the certified done. All right, now let's look at back to not return. When you sign up for quantitative, when you get everything figured out for quantitative and you sign up here, you should see this. Okay, something similar to this. Again, I'm not 100% certain what you see because I don't normally use this all the time. And if you have a hard time finding anything, like it says assignments coming up, if you can't find this, go to calendar. And this will have when all the assignments are due. So this chapter 8 assignment is due on Monday the 13th. All right. Now I'm going to say with stats, if you're late on stats, you could still open it up and do the work. It'll just be marked late. If you're late on quantitative, you have to text me so I can open it back up. Okay? I want to make sure you get the quantitative. In fact, what you should do is get it done that night. Basically, at least get the quantitative done the night that you watch the video so you can be done with it, okay? Because it will lock you out. You will not be able to have access to it, okay? Unless you text me and say, hey, I couldn't get this done on time, this came up or this came up and stuff like that. Don't make a habit of that because it's really annoying to have to change the dates for just a few people. And because this is an online class where we don't ever meet in person, honestly, it's a little bit easier for you to get the work done immediately because you don't have to go anywhere. You're already home or you're already in a place where you can get your work done. So it's just do it immediately, okay? Do not get behind. This is kind of a way to force you guys to not get behind. If we met in person, I could see who's done all the homework and I can kind of have little talks with the people who haven't. And some people tend to come in to see face-to-face with questions. And being that you can't do that, you got to text me, okay? And just do it before the homework's due. Okay, let's get it all done on time. And let's get this course over with. This is our last cluster course. There is no second chance on doing a 6 credit hour cluster like this, where it's 2 courses in one night. Right. So we're moving on to the terms, I guess 8-week terms. I really guess that's what they're called. So anyway, how this works. Honestly, this works a little bit differently. Okay, once you click on the assignment, you can't click anywhere. You actually have to click over in the arrow to start it. Begin. And this is how you're going to do the assignment. So continue. There is no little helpful tutor. There is no little section of learn. There's an ebook. So if you ever want to look at the book, you have the book right here. But there's not much else. So what you're going to want to do, again, is just take really good notes watching the video. But there is one really good thing. You can skip around. If you say, like, this question's getting to me, I'm going to go to another question. And I can go to any question I want. Okay, you can do it. You can't do that with stats. You can't do that on Hawks. You have to answer them in order as they appear. With these, you can say, well, I can just make a note that 1, 3, and 7 I had a hard time with, so I can text Mr. Nays questions about those. Or I can go back and watch the video as long as you get those done. Now, just like, unlike stats, where once you reach a certain percentage, 80% you consider to be mastered the material, in quantitative, it's a percent. I'll give you the percent score you earn. Now, I will tell you this. If you get at least an 80%, I will go ahead and give you full credit. Okay, I don't want you getting stuck on just one question. All right, if you do, text me, and I'll help you through it. But I don't want you waiting for one question, waiting for one question. Just go ahead and submit it. Once you get all but 1 or all but 2 questions, as long as you've reached 80%, you're good. You'll receive 100%. I mean, still try to get all the questions done, but I'm not going to stress that you have to get every single question done right on the homework. Okay, the thing is, you have to get it right. Now, when I say that you have to get it right, you'll know if you get it right because there's this button over here that says check my work. So let's say I answer this question and I'm going to get this question wrong, say 48,000. I'm going to get this wrong. Check my work. It's going to mark it with a red X. Answer's complete, but not entirely correct. So this question, this is a tax question, and it's basically, we all know tax, it's the amount times the percent. I'm going to put this over here in this calculator. It was 51,007% tax. There we go. So let me clear this. 51,000 times 7%. Now, if you want percent, you actually have the percent right here. It's above the division button. Times 7%. Enter. So 3,570. Now, notice I can't change anything here. I have to click on return to question. I'm going to make that mistake a lot. So if you make that mistake, feel fine about it, because I do that all the time. I keep wondering, like, I immediately answer it. So check my work. Once you get it correct, it'll say green check, answers complete and correct. And then you move on to the next question. Okay. If you ever get this question, let's say here, I'm going to answer this. This is a actual sales, and we'll go over this in class. So don't try to take notes on this. I'm just trying to show you how this works. So I'm going to get one of these correct. Give me a second. I'll figure out what the answer to this is. And let's say I get this wrong. Okay. Or let's say I didn't even answer this one. Okay. Check my work. So it'll say answer's not complete. So even though it's a green check mark here, it's a red X here because you didn't answer all of it. So if you have green, that means you got that part right. The red X says not complete just means you need to finish all the questions. Okay, so don't stress that part. Only stress it if you see more red where you see the actual answers are. All right. So that is how this works. Again, I will go over this. Let me go back here to our course preview. So on the home section, right, this is where you're going to see videos pop up. So you'll see stats video lesson. So welcome to stats video. That goes through how to sign up for Hawks, and kind of gives you an idea of how the course is going to be played out. Also, it tells you not to buy books. Okay, so it should be something you've already seen. I'll post another videos, and all the videos are going to, so I'm going to just add a module, and it's going to be like lesson videos or video lessons. Okay, I'm going to put it up top. Okay, these I'll probably replace because as much as I'm grateful for Dr. Martin making them, I want to do them a little bit differently than the way she does them. So, and I also don't, I mean, I just want to do them differently. That's all. So, so this is where we're going to put the video lessons. I'm going to probably put this video right here under the video stats. Lessons. Okay. I already have that. I don't know why I created a new one. Let me delete this. So I'll just add it to this video stats lessons. Okay. So you'll see it here. You'll see chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 12. You'll see the video lessons. What I do want to add, though, let me add this. Practice question videos. So what this will be is I will go to the homework section and kind of go over some of the questions from the homework. I'll probably do the practice so I can skip around because some of the questions are going to be very straightforward. But I want to be able to show you again how exactly to do some of these questions, and what better way to do it than straight from the homework. Follow along, take notes, because you're going to have the same questions, just different numbers. Okay, so I'll have that available as well. So you see video stats lesson, then you see practice question videos. With the practice questions and the video stats, you'll see how to do everything on the calculator or how to do everything in Excel, depending on what we use. Not Excel. I'm so used to using Excel. Google Sheets. All right. So, anywho, that's how this is going to work. All right. Now for quantitative, here's a really nice thing. Let's go back to courses. Quantitative. we already have the video lessons. Okay, what you're going to see now, let me add a module. It says practice questions, videos. All right, so, and that'll just be under here. Basically, you'll see, I'll have you watch the video. And then down here, this will be me going over some of the homework questions. Now, this is a really nice thing. These are already available. So what I'll probably do is I'm going to have all these available. And I'm just going to open these up. So you're not going to miss anything. Everything's just going to be available week 1, week 2, all the way down. The stats one's going to take time for me. Okay, because that's a lot of work for the stats. These, honestly, this should be pretty simple with the way everything's set up for everybody. Hopefully, if you have any questions, please feel free to text me. Again, you have my cell phone number if you want to call me. Text just as well. Email. Here's the thing for me. I can only reach out to you through email. So make sure you're keeping up with your email. Get it sent to your phone or get it sent to your computer or to a tablet or something to where you get any notifications for it. Because everything I can send to you guys is through email. But you feel free to text me. Emails from me, I'll see them, but I'm not going to respond to them as quickly as I will a text. Okay? All right, that is everything. You guys have a good day. I will have another video ready for you guys on Monday.